Welcome to Straight No Chaser. You're here with myself, Schemes, Sharif and Patrice. We got Mr. Poet here today.
Hello, how are you?
Hello. Poet's Corner.
Hi, thank you.
Yes.
The wonderful people that you are. Bless you for
Come on, bless you too as well. Now, that's a rap show.
Yeah.
That has me in stitches every freaking week, man.
Thank you so much.
I'm loving it.
It is funny.
Like, what even made you come up with that idea of that's a rap show?
Do you know, I was talking to Julie the other day.
Who's that?
Is that?
Jamie's sister.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
on
right.
Rinse
I
FM.
didn't know that.
And we were discussing about like why we do some of the work we do now, and a lot of it is to do with the fact that when you were younger, there was just certain things that you wanted to be a part of. So it's the obvious sort of example I can give you is like you see football, you want to be a footballer. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to host music shows. I used to watch Top of the Pops and stuff like that. I used to be like, fuck man, I want to do something like that. But obviously being in the position I was in, I never had that opportunity. So as I've got older, I said, you know what? I'm just going to make my own show. And I said, what shows do I like? I used to love The Lick. So I think Trevor Nelson was so cool. But I'm not...
Still is.
He still is, do you know what I mean? I'm not really cool like that. So I was like, do you know what? I'm an idiot. So I'll just play off that. And then I said to myself, I really love like BET Cyphers from back in the day.
Sure.
So I was like, if I could implement the two of that and emerging talent in one show, that would be so cool. So I remember,
cool.
yeah, so I asked my brother, he just said the polite no, do you know what I mean? I asked a couple other people, they were so no about it. Then I asked Quazon, and Quazon was like, but like he wanted to know like how it would be executed.
Sure.
I was like, you know what, I'll go away, think of the way in which I see it being executed, and I'll bring it back to you. So I done that, and I already said to him, I've already got like the artists lined up for the cypher. I've already got the interviews that we're going to do, and I've already got the emerging talent that I sort of want to speak to.
Yep.
So all that's really left to do is for us to just get some film dates in and just crack on.
Just film.
So he was like, all right, cool. So we just did it. And then after the first series, someone from GRM said, oh, that's pretty funny. And then we had the opportunity to do second series on there. And then that's when it sort of like took off. I remember the first episode we done on GRM. I went from like 5,000 views in one day, and then the first time we done on GRM, we got 25,000 views in the first day.
Wow.
So I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's massive difference.
Yeah, and then like your Twitter's just going crazy. You're like, raw man.
How is it?
Yeah.
Is it 4 years? 5
Yeah,
years?
4 years now.
It's actually been a while.
Cool, man. Yeah, it's enjoyable.
Yeah. I mean, I hear you sometimes getting on people on the show and stuff.
Yeah,
like that. Or
man.
sometimes you got to get what you need to say off your chest. But do you ever have people come back to you and say, why'd you say that? Or
Yeah, all the time. But you know what? At the start, more. But now it's just like, because I genuinely, like, I would say, oh, look at this long thing in my mouth. Oh, maybe I'm Talisa. Like, I don't really care. It's just funny, innit? Like, it's not, you can't
Everyone's gotta
take what I'm
the
saying too serious. Do you know what I mean? And I always say this, man. Anyone in the media, they know the rules, man. You've put yourself in the public light, so therefore you're going to be judged. So if you get upset that I judge you because, and I'm someone I'm not famous, not massively known, but obviously there's some type of attention, you can't get upset about that. Someone in there flipping home in Cheshire is probably doing it as well. So if you don't want to do this line of work, Tesco's are still hiring, Halfords, fucking go fix cars or something, man. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I noticed that there was a gap. So you done some like maybe 4 years ago. Then there was a gap, and then you came back to it. What happened in between? Like, why was there a gap?
Oh, mate. When we started doing it, it was all fun, and that's the beauty about when you do start doing anything. Like, it's so much fun because there's no money or anything. When attention starts coming to it, and then you realize it can be profitable, everyone involved becomes quite money orientated.
Yeah.
And I don't do it for money. Like, I quit work. Like, I said, I don't want to work no more, man. It's boring. I'd rather do what I want to do. And if I don't get paid, I used to work for Tottenham Hotspur. So I used to be a community coach at Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh, right, okay.
And I used to like set up programs and stuff like that for Haringey Council. Okay. And then, so all that just, it was all boring. And then, so I started doing this. And then going back to your question, sorry. Money, just people started thinking about how much money they could make from it and how much they could profit from it, and then everyone just sort of had a different direction they saw the show going in. So it was just a bit like, we've got to agree to disagree and just maybe not do the show, because I'm doing it for this reason, you're doing it for that reason, you're doing it for this reason. And when it gets to a certain point, when someone approaches us and talks to us and says to you, why did you do it? We've all got 3 different reasons.
Yeah.
True.
So, do you know what? Let's just scrap it and just not do it for a little while until we figure out why we're doing it. Do you know what I mean? And the one reason why I'm doing it, it still remains the same thing. I love to do the show. And I feel like that has to be the reason why you do anything. Otherwise, you're just a slave to the system. So, just, yeah.
So does that mean that the team that you've got now is a different team to the one?
No, it's actually, do you know what? Well, my manager was involved in the team, but my manager, he left. So, Quazon, I feel, he jumped back on board because I feel like he was just at a space where he said, you know what? I just want to do it again. And I've always wanted to do it, so we just started doing it again. Do you know what I mean? Rather than all the complications. I feel like sometimes just as people, we put restrictions and we make things up in our mind that we feel make sense, but it doesn't. Like, you start saying, oh, we can't do this because of rare, and you put all these restrictions on a show that's just about having fun. And it's like, if you're not having fun, that's when you stop. Do you know what I mean? So we've come back and we're just having fun again. Do you know what I mean? Obviously there's a couple of things that we want to change, but the most important thing is at the end of the show, we've had a laugh. So that's why I do.
I mean, from watching it, you can clearly see, like, I would even want to be in a corner when you're
it's
recording.
funny, man. Yeah,
it looks proper good. Yeah, man. I mean, like, in terms of Saskila now, let's move on quickly.
Oh, my Donny.
Saskila said a bit of a quote in another show. I mean, how did you, like, he thought he was better than Chip, obviously.
He does think that, yeah.
Well, he does think that. I mean, what do you think? I mean, I caught a glimpse of what you thought. But
I said he's not better than Chip. But do you know what? Everyone has the beauty about this. Everyone owns their own 24 hours. Anyone can say what they like, do what they like, and I can do the same. Yeah. So he's got an opinion. I respect that fully. But my whole thing is your opinion derives from something that everyone can't see. So it's kind of difficult for me to be like, I see where you're coming from, because I don't. And I think the funny thing is he tweeted me like 4 links to his videos afterwards. But my whole thing is, bruv, like, don't feel like you have to prove anything to me. I proper, from the bottom of my heart, don't give a shit. You shouldn't give a shit what I think as well.
You already said what you said.
Yeah, I've said what I said. It's not. I'm gonna watch them 4 videos and still say Chip is better than you. It's like, don't feel like you have to prove something to me. Like, if you think you're better than Chip, then what I've got to say is not. Who cares? Do you know what I mean? I still talk to Saskila tomorrow. I'll still see him hailing up. He's my Donny. Like, but I think Chip's better than you. I'm not gonna be your mate and be like, yeah, you're better than Chip, just to like massage your ego. Fuck your ego, man. Fuck egos. Just, I don't think you're better than Chip. Done. Leave it there, bro. If you got a problem, you don't want to speak to me afterwards. That's silly, man. Like, Sass, I've known him for a little while, and when I say you're a proper cool guy, Sass is bare cool. But I just think the situation that happened got to him so much. And he got emotional about it. Do you know what I mean? And like, we're all egotistical people. Like, just as people, do you know what I mean? Someone can say something to you and it's going to hurt you. So I just think he got hurt by a couple of comments and responded. And now all of this is off emotion. But logically, when you think about it, I think to myself, let me look at what Chip's done and how that's resonated with the people, and what you've done and how that's resonated with the people. And I feel Chip has got a bigger fan base. I feel Chip has made more of an impact. I feel Chip has done a lot more for you to say you're better than Chip. But, and he said lyrically, but even then I don't think he's better than Chip. I think he's sick,
I would have said lyrically as well. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say that because Chip's done more, he's necessarily better.
No, like, but Chip, but it's like, I understand where you're coming from, but it's just like, to me, it's just, you can't say you're better than Chip, Saskila. You can't, like, do you know what? It's such a pathetic argument for me. I wouldn't even, if I have it, I just feel like, what the fuck, man? It's like when I talk to girls and they're like, oh, what do you want to eat? Oh, I'm hungry. Can we go for food? I'm like, all right, what do you want to eat? All right, let's get Turkish. I don't want that. Oh, Burger King, I don't want that. That shit just pisses me off. It's just like, so stupid. It's like, fuck off. I don't care. Like, this argument is pathetic. So I'm just like, there's nothing he can say to me that will convince me. Nothing until he brings out a project which I feel in my heart that this is sick, bruv. Then I'll be like, all right, fair enough. But even then, I won't say you're better than Chip. Chip has produced great content for a little while.
I agree.
So he's been more relevant for a little while. Saskila had a big like chunk of his career where I didn't really hear much from him. So as far as I'm concerned, for you to then say because what I got in the studio is better than what Chip's got out now, I'm better than Chip. That's just like, what? Like, that doesn't make sense.
For me, it's a no-brainer. For me, it's a no-brainer.
So, but Saskila's still like, no hard feelings, nothing. When I say something, for example, if I say I don't like a jacket, it's got nothing to do with you, bruv. I still like you. I just like a fucking jacket. And I feel like some people...
Jacket's nice.
It's alright, but you know where I'm coming from? Like, I feel like people just don't... they don't like allow you to have an opinion about something that's a part of you and a strong part of you, but it doesn't define who you are. If you take the jacket off, you're still the same person. If you stop doing music tomorrow because you don't want to do it, you're still the same person. So you shouldn't feel like, oh, mate, that guy's going at me. I'm not going at you, bruv. I'm going at what you do, and you shouldn't do it if you don't want to be judged. Because if anyone goes at me, bruv, I don't give a flying monkey's having a shit on a cow. I don't give a fuck. Like, cool, you got your opinion. I respect it. So, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Coming back to you, so you've, as far as I know, you've had the name Poet for quite a while, even before That's a Rap Show. So how did that come about? Was you an actual poet?
No, scrap that, man.
Yeah, where did Poet come about?
Yeah, how do you define yourself?
Like, I don't, man.
You do presenting.
I'm just an entertainer.
So
I'm not a presenter. A presenter presents a package to somebody else that doesn't belong to them. Everything I've ever given to people is mine.
yours.
So I'm not a presenter. Dermot O'Leary is a presenter. He presents X Factor. It doesn't belong to him. He's been employed by that company to present the package, and he does it extremely well. That's not me. I would never do that. I'm not on all that. I'm not on presenting, look at this wonderful package and everything, because I'm relying on that. That fucking flops. What am I going to do? But if I've got my own stuff, I'm just a personality. I'm just another person like any of you lot in here with a creative, with a creative mind that wants to do something really, really cool and just giving it to the people. I'm a personality. I'm not a presenter. A presenter is contrived.
Comedian.
Nah, I'm not. I respect the art of comedy too much to say I'm a comedian. Do you know what I mean? Like, comedy is Baba Tunde's a comedian. Jamie Howard's a comedian. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of other different types of comedians that I consider comedian. I will sit down, listen to a half an hour set. You're amazing, bruv. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a comedian. I'm just a fucking idiot.
But I'm sure a lot of people have thought, this guy's a comedian, like, because obviously he's funny. Because a lot of your stuff you do bring out is quite funny to a lot of people.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you know what? If people want to label me as that, by all means, man, like, you're free to do as you please. I would never say to you, nah, don't say that. Go ahead, man. It's all right. I'm just happy you pay attention. But me personally, I would never say I'm a comedian, because I respect the art of comedy far too much to come out and be like, yeah, I'm a comedian. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before anything, I'm probably a musician before I'm a comedian. Do you know what I mean? That's the first thing I've done. Going back to the question, it's like when we were doing grime, and this is time
Back
ago.
in the day.
I remember a couple of tunes.
Yeah, all the artists were just too like gangster and stuff, and I'm standing there with these plats and like some Alessi tracksuit thinking, nah, bruv, like, I don't really fit in here if I was to have like a typical name that sort of gives off the wrong message. Yeah. So I was like, do you know what? I'm just gonna go in the opposite direction, and I'm gonna say my name's Poet. And everyone was like, you sure? I was like, yeah, I feel kind of like that. You don't really know what to expect. One thing you're not gonna expect is anything negative. So I'm cool with that. So I just ran with Poet and just kept it moving from after that.
I mean, going with that, the one thing I have noticed about you is that you're very different from the conventional grime artists or whatever. You really go about things your own way.
Yeah.
So even like to the Poet's Corner, no one's really doing nothing like that, but you just thought, fuck it kind of thing. Like, I'm my own individual.
Yeah.
Let me just be silly, wear a woman's
yes.
thing in your head.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? But that's good. Like, because, I mean, a lot of people think, what if man them are going to judge me? Or what if,
mate. Do you know what that is, though? You can't even get on people like that, because the sad thing, at the time when I was doing it, I don't even give a damn now, but I really didn't give a damn when I was younger, because it's a thing like this. Sometimes you don't know who you are in life. And because you don't know who you are in life, you second guess everything you do. Yeah. So something that is mad simple to do, you will second guess it purely because you're so concerned about what other people think of you, that other people's perception of you makes you build a character for yourself. Whereas I'm like, I ain't got time, because when T-Mobile are asking for fucking £50 at the end of the month, no one else can pay it for me. When I was asking for rent at the end of the month, no one else can pay it for me. So I should be more concerned with what I want to do. And as long as I'm not offending anybody and I'm trying to keep it mad positive, who cares? Do you know what I mean? Sure. So when I done Poet's Corner, me and my brother were just like, I think people are acting like idiots. I think girls are acting like stupid idiots nowadays on Facebook. I think boys, I'm seeing fucking 29, 30-year-old guys with kids. Sorry about this, my eyes really.
It's cool. That's all right.
But I was like seeing like big old guys in my neighborhood. They got kids and responsibilities and with bandanas running around. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what are you doing? Like, would you do that for your mum type of thing? Do you know what I mean? Like, you're acting the arse, bruv. And you're like, you're sending out the wrong message to the area that you should be walking around with a bandana and repping a postcode. You're only there because your mum got moved there by the council. You didn't buy the flipping house, you know what I mean? So why are you repping this postcode? It does nothing for you. If you move, it stays there. If you die, it stays there. You have no shares in Wood Green. You have no shares in Hornsey or shares in Tottenham or shares in Brixton or Peckham. And they live by this postcode thing, and it just didn't make sense to me. So I just wanted to do something where I have a laugh, but I tell people it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. These postcodes are designed, and as time went on, they're designed for you to believe that you're different from somebody else, and you create segregation in your mind. And
do you believe that though? Because
100%.
In general, it's like postcodes. It's just a location, isn't it?
It's just a location.
Yeah. So would you say it's to differentiate of who you are,
of course,
where you live?
Animals are naturally territorial. So if you're a lion and you go to a next person, like a next lion's den, the man are on you. The lion's on you. He's calling the dons and they're ripping you up. So people are naturally, like, they're tapping into their animal instincts. But the one thing you should do is you should attach some logic to the situation. Not no emotion. Not no, what's my man doing over here? It should be like, why can't he come over here?
Yeah.
Necessarily, why can't he come over here without me attacking him and going mad? To me, the perception of the situation is so immature and stupid. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Do you not think you're asking for too much by asking people to, really think about things first?
How am I asking for too much?
I think generally people don't think about their actions.
No. People do.
And being territorial is like you said, an instinct.
People do, but it's the pressures, peer pressure, financial pressure, your parents. There's so many pressures that we have as young people living in London, and things move so fast. Sometimes maybe you don't have time to think, but you actually do. And the more time people say you don't have time to think, you're chatting shit, because I don't do that. I've never done it before. Yeah. I've never rid out or anything like that. Fam, you think I give a damn? Who's coming to explain to my mum why I'm in hospital, please? Who?
Yeah,
Who? I'm hearing people, God bless their souls, are passing away, and people are like, that's it, we're riding back out. Wait, you've just lost your friend. Now, logically, you're meant to go, bruv, like, we've just lost a life. We should quit this, and try and make sure that we don't. Life is far too short. If that's the type of life you want to take, and you really think you're a bad boy, big man, sign up Royal Navy. Go and get a strap. Go Iraq and fight. Let's see how brave you are there when you're in a trench, bruv. And there's a little 11-year-old who's saying, my mum and dad are already dead, bruv. I'll shoot you in your head and go home and sleep nicely. How bad are you then?
I mean, you know what? Somewhat, I do slightly understand where they're coming. I mean, because the way, especially Mandem, the way they think, if something's happened to your close friend, they're thinking, nah, I can't have that. I need to.
But why has it happened? This is what I'm saying to you. I can't understand where you're coming from.
The root of it.
You've got to think of the root of the problem. Okay. Don't think about the incident. Where has it stemmed from? Where has it started? It started from up here. Your mentality is wrong. And because your mentality is wrong, you feed the wrong information to somebody else. Because they respect you, they feed that to somebody else. And then you create this sort of group that think like fucking idiots.
Knock on the fact.
And then you run out with that mentality and you try and approach other people who probably have nothing to do with it. And then they think, scrap that. You've got 5 guys. I've got no one. Fuck, I'm going to go and find a couple of guys myself. And then they create all... It's all bollocks. Absolute bollocks. And it's only when you get older and you have kids... You realise it's nothing. Next you know, you start talking. And London's so small. Remember, black people are 3%, Some of us are probably related. We're fighting our own cousins. What kind of stupidness is that, bruv? I'm going to fight you, come grandma's house and then eat fucking rice and chicken with you. It doesn't make no sense to me. Nobody. And I'm mad stubborn. So I don't care what roadman came up to me, tried to explain it to me. I'll say, I don't care. This is bullshit.
You sound very passionate about it.
Mad
passionate.
You
I
put it all in
your
your comedy and stuff, but do you ever think about like doing it in a more serious way?
I did. And somebody is a serious way. Because at the end of the day, I used to be a youth worker. I've done youth work for years. But how far can I go with youth work with this message? Yeah, if I work in Harringay, how far can I go?
You're in a different position now. You're in a public
Exactly.
eye.
So
you
now...
might be able to have a bit more influence.
But this is... You don't understand. Like, no one wants to be educated.
You could be the next Russell Brand.
Yeah, I don't want to be sitting down all day. Russell Brand's one of my idols. I don't want to be sitting down at school all day, or sit at college all day, uni all day, come back and there's someone preaching. I don't want to hear that. So if I run joke about it and make you feel like an idiot, you're going to be like, you know what? Because even me running joke about people running around with bandanas, literally a week to 2 weeks later, that all stopped. No one was holding a bandana in my area no more because they knew, bruv. You couldn't come to me with that nonsense. I'd be like, big man, wait. You're paying council tax. You've got NI number with that bandana. You're an idiot. You think I rate that?
It's mad. Yeah.
Go and bring that. Go give it to your mum. Go give it to your nan. Go show your nan your bandana. You're a big man running around with a £1 umbrella from the market, and you think that gives you a sense of importance or significance or power? No, bruv. What power? Ownership gives you power. Business gives you power. A degree, holding that up, that gives you much more power than this flipping £1 bandana. Anyone can buy it.
But you know, another thing, what I think it is, I think America's had a lot of influence over the UK because obviously when you look at gangsters or whatever from America, when you see them in music videos, they're getting all the girls, the bottles, the cars. So obviously people are seeing it. So they're thinking, you know what? I need that as well. And even in the UK now, when you see a lot of Mandem or whatever, the girls are attracted to it. So
not anymore, you know.
Well, they were attracted to it.
They were, but I'm telling you, not anymore because everyone's beginning to see.
But I think all that kind of actions is evaporated now. I don't really think there's any bandana type things going on.
It's disappeared within our age group, but for the younger generations, it's still there and
it's still there, man.
As alive as ever.
It's still there.
I haven't really seen it.
I mean,
it's because you've grown older. As you grow older, your life experiences change. The things that you used to do change. Like, for example, I used to walk through my area for no reason for large proportions of time and see bare things. Now, if I leave my house, it's because I'm going somewhere and I'm coming back home. I've got no reason to stand around for no reason. And I don't care, fam. Honestly, I've got things to do.
So you're saying after the rave is done, you're just...
Going straight. Why am I standing outside the dance? To talk to who? To do what? Yeah, because that dance was sick. Then go home. Go think about the next... Go bagel shop. Go something. VQ, something. Just leave the thing. Like... You got to have structure in your life. I feel like if you know where you're going in life, I look at life as a bus journey sometimes. If I get on the 41, I say I'm going Whittington Hospital. Big man, you can come on the bus and tell me that there's bare gal in Turnpike Lane right now. I'm not getting off the bus. Do you know why? Because I've got somewhere to go. I've got to be in Whittington Hospital 4 o'clock. It's 3:30 now. If I get off this bus, I'm wasting time. Now I've got to wait for another bus. No, this is my journey. You take yours. So once you have that type of focus and that type of mentality, bruv, you can't be distracted.
Yeah.
Some people are easily distracted by things that don't hold no significance. It's short-term thinking. Where is that action going to take you in 5 years' time? If it doesn't lead you to some type of success within money or in life, forget money, just in life in general, something I can go back and tell my mum, this is what I've done today, you know. If that's not happening, I'm not involved. I don't give a flying monkeys, bruv. I don't care, bruv.
Good mentality to have.
You have to have that mentality.
Bring it back to you. So you were in the music scene.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to leave?
It's full of shit, bruv. Like, it's so full of shit, bruv. It's so contrived. It's so egotistical. It's similar to the roads. It basically is the roads. Like, you know, like in the roads in the hood, you see man come back from, I don't know, like you'll see a drug dealer, for example, and he'll come back, you have the best car, you'd have this, you'd have all of the things, the girls, rare. And you see a next guy from university, you have a dusty car, and he's not really that cool, and I don't really chat to him. 5 years later, that guy that had all of that stuff, not all the time, but 5 years later, that guy, he can't come out his house now. He's under surveillance. There's people on him. Now, the guy that went to university 5 years later, he's got the nine car. He's got the nicest girls. He's got everything. That's the industry. So it's just like, all right, cool. We've got this record. We're just going to put it out. We're going to give it maximum exposure and take whatever we can take from it now. But in 5 years' time, I don't know where you're going to be as an artist. And I could see labels doing it. I could see artists doing it like, oh, we just need to make a song for radio. We need to... I think to myself, but then what happens after that?
Yeah, the
No
long
future.
term. What's
There's
the
no
long-term
future.
What's the
goal?
long-term goal? And because I never really knew my long-term goals, because we made a song called Never Gonna Blow.
Yeah.
It was like number one on Channel U for like 5
Never
weeks.
gonna blow.
Bruv.
Yeah.
It was all too much.
Yeah.
Man's doing shows every
That
week.
flow
Man,
was
going
crazy.
crazy. I was like, yo, man's the done. Man's Kano, fam.
Yeah.
After a month, bruv, I looked at my cousin. I was like, I can't take this, bruv. Like, what do we do from here? Like, what happens? I said to him, this song's gonna die out very soon, bruv. Channel U, they're not gonna play this forever. There's gonna be someone else. Then what do we do? Before you know it, bruv, no one cares about your song no more.
But early 2014, you made another song, didn't you?
Yeah, do you know what? We have made music throughout in drips and drabs, but we haven't put it out as like a package properly.
It's just still with Scribs.
Yeah, so we're gonna do it in June. We're gonna put it out properly because we've decided to create our own our own core fan base, and we've got a dedicated following to a certain extent that will buy into it to some extent. So now we're gonna put it out, and if it resonates and it works, it doesn't. But we're still gonna do it because we enjoy it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna make a song for platforms that were created for us. Like One Extra and all of these other radio platforms or whatever were created when flipping Crazy Titch was talking bare F3, fam. And there was fights on roofs. So I'm not watering down my thing because at the end of the day, them platforms were made for us. So why am I making something for the platform? That doesn't make any sense to me. So because it makes no sense to me, I can't agree with it and I can't do it. I can come to a compromise, but I'm not making something for the radio if the radio wasn't... The radio, you created One Extra for me. You created One Extra for Dizzy and all of these people, so we had somewhere to play because Radio 1 didn't really fit with us. So you created something for us. All these platforms are created for us. So what the fuck am I making music for you lot? Because you lot don't even know what we want. We know what we want.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I had to just sort of get out of music and all of that, because it was just all too confusing, too contrived. You had your best friend trying to be your manager. It was just all too much. It was just too much nonsense for me. Do you know what I mean? And I was just like, I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to be, man. People think they're bigger than what they are. You had man looking down on you, people disrespecting you. Early stages, fam, people were mad rude. You don't have to chat to them, poet. I don't have to chat to them. Why?
I mean, you've been around them from young. Yeah, that doesn't make no sense.
I just said,
But how does like doing it in drips and drabs like help that situation?
It doesn't. I'll be honest with you. It's bloody stupid, bruv. But do you know what it is? It's like, because it's me and my cousin, it's very difficult to motivate my cousin because he went and done what I think the family wanted him to do. Me and Scribs are cousins. I said to family, you can kiss my ass, bruv. I'm doing what I want to do. So he went to university, tried to get a job after that and all of that. And if you live for other people, bruv, you're going to hit 35 and you're going to be like, you know what?
I should have done
You
this.
still haven't found yourself because you've lived for somebody
You haven't.
else.
You've been living for somebody else. So I said, you know what? I'm getting in these cold streets. I'm putting on a winter jacket. It's not Canada Goose, but it will be. And I'm out here. H&M now, but I'm out here. And then eventually you end up finding yourself and you end up making money and all of these things. And you just look at your family and they're all like, oh my God, we're so proud of you. And I just look at them sometimes.
You want me to do that before?
You man are full of shit, fam. But because you're family, I'm just going to allow it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, trips and trades doesn't work, but it's difficult when you're working with somebody who hasn't got the motivation that I've got. Because I'm out here and he's still like, oh man, what's my cousin gonna say? What's my uncle gonna say? What's
So
my
do
nan
you ever
gonna
think
say?
do you ever think you can just go solo then and bring out solo
I
music?
can't because my cousin's the one that got me into music.
But surely
So,
you can just.
No, but it doesn't feel right.
Oh,
Like
okay.
he's done so much for me. I'm gonna get him out of this mentality. Like I put him in a show called Filthy Fellas.
Okay.
Like we've got connections with Sky because of that show. He's got a good relationship with Manchester United now. They give him free tickets and loads of things are happening of it. So he's slowly but surely getting the motivation to do things back within the media. So I'm gonna wait. It's gonna be fine, and I would never leave him because. When he brought me in music, he didn't have to. Like things were really excelling in terms of North, really well for him, and things were going mad well for him. He didn't have to bring me involved,
But he did.
But he made a choice too. So I'm not going anywhere. Like
So what's the hope? A mixtape?
It's going to be a project. It's going to be like a little EP mixtape, and it's going to be similar to like Love Below, Speaker Box. So we're
Okay.
going to have like me having 4 tracks, him having 4 tracks, and it's 4 different journeys, and we're going to put it out. And if no one listens to it, if no one
When
cares,
is it
it's
coming
cool.
out?
Kind of like a Chris Brown,
It's more
Tyga.
like an Outcast.
Okay,
So like
okay,
an
okay.
Outcast vibe. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it out because like we're 2 completely different people. We're not the same people when we started doing like Never Gonna Blow. Do you know what I mean? And we appreciate that. I haven't done music properly in a long while. He hasn't. So like they might even care.
Did you lot get any money off that? Never gonna do anything like that.
Imagine every weekend for a very long time getting 2 bills each,
Is it?
and you're in university, so you've
Yeah,
already got
that's-
student loan, and you're working,
Living.
bruv.
Living.
I can't lie to you. It was a decent life, bruv. And sometimes some shows you might get a little bit more. Like it was a good life. Like it was sick,
that's-
fam. Man
that's-
was bathing them things. There.
You said every weekend coochie, yeah?
Bruv, coochie, man was in there, calm, but then, bruv, before you know it, bruv, you're on your face thinking, Ross Clark, that
You
really
know,
wants
with
to
the
drop.
rap show with Graham Daly, do you get paid for that?
Ross, them personal questions. Sorry, officer, I'm afraid I can't ask them. You can't disclose that information.
So is that yes or no? No.
I'm afraid I can't disclose that information, Gigi.
Yeah, moving on. Right. Obviously, I see you in a Dappy video.
yeah.
Right. I know you spoke on it before in little bits, but so you surely had no idea of what he was honestly saying in that track whatsoever.
Not really, man. No, imagine this, like, it was mad. So, to let you know where my head was at, like, I'd quit work. I was making no money. Nothing. Nada. Like, I was signing on. It was peak.
See, I rate that.
So
by the
I
way.
was like,
No, just
swear
the
down.
truthful.
Yeah.
I really rate it.
I was man, I was really in that job centre taking pictures like, don't
Yeah.
know. And it was peak, like it was peak. So I looked at that as an opportunity. The mental state I'm in is like, oh man, I really need to make it. I have to make it. Rare. Is it gonna work? Sometimes you're doubting yourself. And then Tutu's now is the remix. I get an opportunity to be in a Dappy video, and my boy David done the first one. And I was like, right, it got him a lot of attention. People were like, right. And then I thought to myself, maybe if I do this Dappy video and do work off the back of that, it will
build.
draw all the attention to things like That's the Rap and all the other things that
Yeah.
I had planned to do. So I didn't really know what was going on. And I don't think I actually cared. I don't think I even took the time to see like what's actually going on.
So you didn't ask him or nothing.
Morgan played it to me on his phone at the station, and I never dreamed that people would have said of any of those things. Excuse me. So I was just like, scrap it. I'll just do it. What do you want me to do? Like, it can't be that bad. Do you know what I mean? So that's my fault, definitely. I take full ownership of that. We went to my house. We recorded everything, and he was like, "Yeah, put on this mask, put on that mask, do this, do that." But I was so drunk at the time. I was like. This is funny.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I didn't even know what was going on. Like, I didn't even know who some of the people were. Like, Sarah Jane, I had no clue who she was.
I still got no clue.
Max, I had no clue who she was. I didn't really know who people were. So to me, it just
Didn't really
didn't
matter.
mean anything. Obviously, I knew who Wiley was.
Yeah.
I knew who Tiny Temper was. But he didn't go at them. And so Max and Sarah Jane, I didn't even take the time out to listen to what they were saying or what I was doing because I didn't know who they were. Bruv, when that video dropped, cuz I was at One Extra and I don't even know if I should say this. I was at One
Say it,
Extra,
man.
but there was a massive opportunity for me, which I just basically threw away. But I never knew. I didn't know anything. I was just doing what I was doing, enjoying it, and I was more about, I'm just gonna have fun with it until it just doesn't feel like fun anymore.
Yeah.
What was the opportunity?
It was a massive opportunity, but I don't want to say, I don't want to offend anybody, like I don't want to upset anyone. But it was a big opportunity at One Extra, and it just fucking got scrapped because of what I done. So I was just like, and they told me this afterwards. So I started feeling shit about that because I was on Twin Show for half an hour every Monday. And even when I was on that show, bruv, like, I had no money. I was walking home from, like, Tottenham Court Road, not even Tottenham, like, Central London, so Oxford Street, all the way back to like Wood Green, like
That
walking
is a
home
far
at
walk.
8 something in the morning.
That's
So
dedication.
so
Nelly
that's the,
don't believe
the
you.
mentality I'm in is fucked. It's just like I want anything to get out of this, bruv. Like sitting down next to a homeless person every Monday, running joke with this guy. Like I wanted to get out of that world. And speaking to people like him made me realize, bruv, life isn't really that bad, you know. Like he's in a much worse situation and he's still smiling. So anyway, fucking yeah. And then I done the video and that was it, bruv. Like bare problems.
So what do people think? So all the artists, did they ever come up to you or did you have a word of any of them?
Everyone was like,
or-
you're an idiot. Like, what the fuck you doing? You stupid fool. I was getting texts, abuse.
From
like,
who though?
From producers at 1X.
Yeah.
I had like emails saying, don't come back to the building, you're banned.
Is it?
I had abuse from like Max one time at like flipping, what was it? We was at, where were we? Was it Wireless? One of these festivals in the summer, bruv. I'm just chilling out, thinking, ugh, whatever. Bruv, Max comes outside, looks at me, marches off. So I'm with my mate. I'm like, what's wrong with her, man? I was like, forget it, man. She's got a problem. She's a big woman. She's older than me. I'm sure she'll just come up to me and talk to me
Sure.
like you would do.
Yeah.
She walks over, and I can't remember, it was Sneakbow's management or something like that. She comes back and this dickhead here, I said to myself, oh my God. Oh my God. You don't understand. When you're stressed in life, any little thinking.
Touch
so I'm
you.
looking at this girl like, are you mad? So I said, let me just keep composure. I don't know. Composure 19 on Football Manager. Let me just do this thing. So I reached in my pocket, took out bare coins. I said, you choose a coin, I'm going to flick it in your face. And then from bad gal, Max, with the one hand on her crutch, walking over to me like a Michael Jackson video, he went to, and if you do that, I'm going to call the police. And then everyone kept coming up to me, you're in the wrong, you're in the wrong, you're in the wrong, you're in the wrong. And bear in mind, everyone's older than me, so at that age, and I wasn't really experienced in the industry, so I was just like, yeah, it's my fault. They're like, you got to go and apologise to Max. I was like, but wait, she's come up to me and been rude, you know? Like, all she had to do was come up to me, talk to me about it. I would have apologised
yeah.
and kept it moving.
But
No,
really,
Paul.
do you expect her to come up to you and talk to you properly?
Yeah, because if someone done it to me, I'll come up to them and talk to them.
Yeah.
Because if you act like a child and then I act like a child, where are we
It doesn't
going?
make
Yeah, no, no,
So if
and I
believe you're a
totally
child,
understand that.
I'm going to
I
walk
totally
up to you
understand
and I
that.
say to you, I'm going to coach you. I'm going to say to you, this is what you should have done.
Yeah,
I'm not going to behave like a kid.
But
as well.
I don't feel like, I feel like if you knock someone's ego that badly and you publicly embarrass them, then they're not going to come up to you on like
On a
calm
calm
and-
Then why not come up to me? Then why not just ignore me then? I don't get it. If someone publicly embarrasses me, this is the way I deal with it. Especially at a festival, you're talking about like, remember, she's meant to be like a model professional. You've got MTV there, Channel 4 there. You've got all of these people here.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I may have embarrassed her, but who's really going through it? Me, I'm the one that's been embarrassed the most. I'm the one that's not done
Yeah,
anything
true.
now. Like I'm the one that's been dropped out of absolutely everything, bruv.
No,
Like
but remember
no one
from
wants to
her-
listen to me.
yeah, she
Her
wouldn't-
career is still the same.
She wouldn't
Everyone's-
consider that though.
Yeah.
but she's the whole, oh my God, I can't believe this. Like my whole thing at the time was like, wait. She's upset about me degrading her, but she still plays music where women are degraded on the radio. So my whole mentality was like, this doesn't make any sense. And when I'm, like I said, when something doesn't make sense to me, I'm stubborn. I'm like, for you to be this whole feminist, you've got to change that music you're playing on radio. You can't be playing Rick Ross and all these people that are degraded women and then tell me about women power. That doesn't make sense to me, bruv.
It's because it's offended
Yeah,
her
it's
though. That's
personal.
why.
But it's
Exactly.
because it's
She doesn't-
personal.
yeah, it's
and I
'cause it's
understand that,
personal,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went up to her, I apologized. She's telling me, yeah, your mum should be ashamed. I don't even know how. And I'm just
Wow.
looking at her like, and at that moment there, I knew in my heart, I am never apologizing for something I don't want to do ever again. Because it's like, I'm young. I made a mistake. Like, I'm not saying I need to be cuddled or whatever, but Jesus Christ, man, like, what the hell? Like, you think that's going to make the situation any better? What do you feel like you're even teaching? Bro, I've had the worst situations happen to me in the hood. Do you reckon I get mad with anyone or anything? I think to myself, where you are thinking right now is not right. Let me figure out who you are as a person. And if you're actually an idiot, then I might. But I'll give you the opportunity to prove something to me. I didn't get that opportunity given. Whatever, cool. Maybe I was in the wrong. Whatever. Like I said, I apologized.
Yeah.
I still apologize afterwards. But then afterwards, I just didn't care, bro. I was like, I don't even care about this no more, man. Like, how long are you going to scrutinize me for doing that? What are you going to do up until this day? You done a Dappy video, you're an idiot. Do you know how much good things I've done to be labelled an idiot after that one incident? So I just didn't care anymore. I said, you know what? If you're going to label me like that, I don't give a damn. You're a fool as well. We can go back to back.
Yeah,
How do you
sometimes
feel
it just
about it
shows
now?
personality.
I'll do it again.
You do it again.
If the same opportunity, because I learned so much, bruv, just about people, I learned everyone, a lot of people in the industry, mate, like I just can't believe some people that were like, Austin was there for, man. Like Austin pulled me aside from 1X. He spoke to me for a time.
Who's Austin?
He's an influential figure at 1X, man. Like he's pulled me aside and spoke to me, and he don't have to do that. Twin, bruv, phoned me, spoke to me. These people don't have to do it. Like it doesn't benefit their career in any capacity. And I'll always appreciate what they done for me. Like I thank them. Like it was really, really nice of them. Do you know what I mean? And they helped me out. And there was loads of other people, like my management at the time, PA, he helped me out. A couple other people helped me out, but a lot of people were just on me, man, on Twitter, abusing me. Rare. My mum was just vexed. Like everyone was.
And was this all because of the Dappy video?
All because of the
No,
Dappy
but you know what? Especially because you didn't know what kind of music video he was getting in. They should have just kind of understood.
Yeah.
But you can't expect them to, like you said.
But because they're
result.
probably thinking you knew, because they're probably thinking if you're in a video, surely you know what's going on in the video. That's their train of thinking.
Even Sarah Jane, vex. Like I saw her the other day, she's cutting her right at me, and this is so mad because before the last time I saw her before then, literally, I walked up to her. And this was like in Carnaby Street. I saw her in Leon's, and my girl's trembling, looking at me, and I'm thinking, "What?" I said to her, "Babe, I'm sorry." Like I said to her, "I'm genuinely sorry for what I've done. My name is Poet. I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
Like I apologize." She shook my hand. It was cool. And after that, she's giving me attitude. All of them things I don't understand, bruv. If you think I'm an idiot, you don't want to talk to me. Just don't talk to me, bruv.
Yeah. What was your relationship with Dappy like after that? Because surely, like he's brought you in, but you didn't know.
There wasn't really much of a relationship anyway. I'm not gonna try and make it seem like we were best friends. You know where I'm coming from? He don't owe me nothing. I could have said no. Do you know what I mean? So, and if I saw Dappy today, I would still, because I think Dappy's an amazing artist. I think he's amazing.
He's good.
And that's not Dappy's fault that I done that. So I can't have any problem with Dappy. Yeah. I should have a problem with myself, but I don't. So
did you have any second thoughts when you were doing it?
No.
Like, you just did it?
Man, I just didn't care.
I remember you saying a couple of years ago, and this is coming back to the music, you were saying that if you could have a collab with anybody, it would be Dappy, Wretch, and Tiny Temper.
I would love that collab.
Is that so? That's still the same.
I think
with the new talent that's out.
Not maybe I'd have to go away and think, but I would definitely. I mean, I almost got it with Wretch, Tiny, and J. Cole on one track, and it was just incredible. And Wretch is an incredible artist. Like Tiny's just dope. Like I just would love to see more UK artists collaborating and making really, really cool music, even if it's like. Not for the charts, it's just to say, do you know what, for our core fan base and for the people that have helped us elevate us to get to this position, here's some music for you guys. That would be so cool. But I still appreciate, everyone's got to do what they got to do, man.
Well, what would be like your all-star collaboration? Let's say it was 3 artists and
just UK.
Yeah, just UK.
Mad. Mad.
I think Rich definitely has to be up there.
Oh, Rich
he has to be there. By default, I think even.
But what I think would sound so sick by contrast on a record is if you had someone with the cool, like rapping and really smart, intelligent ability of someone like Rich 32, but next to someone that might say something controversial or might be like, whoa, like Dappy. But then with someone just to balance it all out with a smooth sounding voice and such a cool person like Emily Sandé, I just think it's such a peculiar mix. It would be so interesting just to hear it.
Yeah.
So, but do you know what I mean? But there's so many other mixes you can
make it happen, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Make it happen.
Yeah, it sounds like you got it. You got the picture.
Make it happen.
Bring them on the show.
Make it happen.
Do what they're doing, man.
But yeah, on a lighter note,
Yeah.
I need to know what football team do you support? Because
my
right
own
now,
is-
I'm not sure.
Arsenal's
Because
gotta be What's that?
I've seen the tattoo.
Yeah.
But Poet's cool, and I'm seeing you in a Spurs top.
Yeah.
You was doing the top. You said you was working for Tottenham.
I was working for them.
Yeah.
So I was a community development officer.
Listen,
All
that does
sorts of
not
blasphemy.
mean you should be wearing a Spurs top in
But
your
it was
shop.
like, I wanted it to be about my life. Like
Okay,
I proper
alright.
wanted, because I wore the tracksuit I worked for them every single day.
Okay.
So my aim was for like me to say things like it's me. So when you see me on the street, that's that same guy.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
we just wanted to make it just like that. You'd be like, my guy, I see him in the tracksuit. Like we tried to do it for controversial things.
Yeah.
What team you support? I support Arsenal. So we wearing that. I'm a coach. What? They'd be like, yeah, but you don't mean you have to wear it. Yeah, I do, because I was working in my area and they said to me, do you want the opportunity to allow all them young people, all the 60 young people you work with, to get all this training facilities from Tottenham and all of that? And I was like, yeah, I'll push that aside for the team that I support. Like, that's an amazing opportunity for all them young people.
Sure.
Yeah. And then I thought to myself, but this is my life. All right, sweet. I'm going to put my life in front of camera and just talk absolute crud and see how it works. Because I think it makes it more realistic like that.
Sure,
it makes it more like he really wears that Tottenham top on a daily basis.
And supports
Rather than
Arsenal.
like glossing it up and supports Arsenal, rather than glossing it up and make it this wonderful spectacle. Scrap all that. You got that television. Television can give you that. I want to give you that harsh reality of this stupid mixed race boy with dirty hair just talking crud. So I was like, I'm going
We
for
love
it.
it. I love it.
Trust me. But as an Arsenal fan, you met Ian Wright not too long ago, was it? You had him on the show, and how was that like? Because obviously he's a Arsenal legend, man.
Yeah,
Is
man.
that when you hit the post?
Yeah. I don't, first of all, how many takes did it take you to hit that bar?
Time.
I
saw your comment. Sure. You tried to talk crap on my Instagram. Man should body you in this show, fam.
You sure? Yeah, first time. All right. So, because whenever I invite you to football to play with Milo, you'd never want to come.
Donny, the skills are just so
sure.
Man can't just share that with everyone. Now, I'm usually probably with my girlfriend or just at work, but
Ian Wright.
Ian Wright's a legend. Like, I've got some idols in life, and he's one of them purely because I feel like he has a similar attitude to me. It's just like I'm a footballer, but I'm me. You know what I mean? Like being media friendly, it's just so, and it's the first footballer I saw on television that I felt I could relate to. Do you know what I mean? It's one of the first people on TV I felt I could relate to because everything in television was very predictable and went a particular way. And anyone that done slightly anything that just clapped for the wrong reason, you just noticed it. And Ian Wright was a man that he just said controversial things. He said how he felt. His arm, like his whole thing was like, oh, where my heart on my sleeve, and I just loved it. And I was like, he resonated with people outside of football. So and even down to the fact that he never gave up. Like he made it from Hackney Marshes, bruv. And I was speaking to my friend today, and she's like 25, and she was just like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. It's too late. And I was thinking to myself, nah, it's not, man, because people like Ian Wright showed me like he was really in Hackney Marshes kicking ball.
How do you get in touch with people like Ian Wright?
Do you know it's the company I work for, man? He was doing something called One More Game.
Did you work for, Pat?
I work with, I'm a boss. I work with Copper 90.
Oh, okay.
So and they got in touch with him and they asked me, would you want the opportunity to go and interview him? And I was like, yeah, of course, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's an incredible opportunity.
Was that a similar thing for like Amarian and Nas? Because I see that you've done a couple of things with them as well.
No disrespect to Amarian, no, not like when I interviewed him, it wasn't like, oh my god, it's Amarian, but like, oh Amarian, you're cool, B2K, jeez, I just want to be you lot for a little bit, but then I thought, nah, scrap that. But he's cool. Nas, obviously, is just like, mate, at 17 years old, he was bringing a platinum plaque back to the hood, so it's just like, what? Like, that's a legend, do you know what I mean? So,
prestige.
Yeah, talking to him was a bit overwhelming for me. I didn't really know what to say.
Sure.
I was just more a bit like, I've spoken to Nas, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, that was mad, to be fair, mad.
Do you think you're at the peak in your career, or if you want to call it a career, I don't know what you want to call it, but do you think you're at your peak, or what's your ultimate goal?
No, I don't really think about that. I've set my goal in life, and I'm just working backwards from there, so.
You're working backwards?
Yeah, so like, say I want to get here, I'm like, that's where I want to be, so I'm like, cool, I'll work it backwards and think, all right, cool, how am I going to get there, rather than, do you know what I mean? I got to think about where the end goal is and then work backwards from there in terms of like how I can
So a
make my
unique way of doing it.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? People try and think about, there's loads of people work and they don't even know what they want to do. And I'm like, you need to figure out what you want to do because it makes it's easier. Like if you want to get to Archway, all right, cool. I want to get to Archway, all right, cool. These are the options. You can drive, get cab, you can do. So at least you know where you're going and you work backwards from there. So I'm just like, all right, cool. I really want to have a star in Hollywood. Like on the floor, I want to see Poet Stewart, like in Hollywood.
I saw a picture of you on Instagram. I thought it was you. I had to look a bit closer.
Nah, it was Britney Spears, bro. I wish it was me. So I started looking at all the things I would have to do before I get to that point. So I was thinking I have to be in a Hollywood film, this, that, get an Oscar. And I worked backwards and I just said, all right, cool. So this is the first thing I've got to do. And now I've got my sort of guide. So, yeah, I'm just trying to make it happen.
Would you ever want to do acting?
Of course, 100%.
Well, basically do it now.
Yeah, really? A little bit. Yeah, it's the first thing I've done, actually. I was in the Bill like when I was like 14, so...
Oh, wow. What role did you play?
Villain.
Come on, I'm black.
Robbing that Sutton.
Sutton, it was mad. Yeah, it's cool though.
You've been like quite an entertainer for a while because I think, is it a Smoke Weed video?
Yeah.
And there was like a clip of you when you was, how old was you?
Shit, nigga was like 8. No, I was like, no, that's when I was like 11, 12.
And you was presenting and you was like the news. And
yeah. Do you know what? We used to have fun.
Yeah, you and your brother are quite close, it seems.
Yeah, my brother's one of my best friends, man. Like, we just had fun as kids, man. We were just mad creative. And obviously, black families, you have to go to bed at 7 o'clock and you had so many restrictions. It caused you to be like, oh, I wonder what we can do with this time that we have up to make it mad interesting. Do you know what I mean? So we just tried to have a good time. And, you know, we're lucky enough that our dad got us a camcorder. He said, you can do what you want with it. And we used to just...
be in the dark when mum's sleeping.
Yeah, just have enough to turn the light, wait for her to go to bed, turn the lights on and just... I mean, enjoy our childhood, man. Yeah. So, and be as creative as possible. I feel like that's when you're at your most creative sometimes, when you're a child, because like, you don't have to worry about council tax and
Trust me.
Yeah, but a lot of
This and
people
that.
miss out on that opportunity because they're just living this fast life of wanting to be in gangs. You know what I mean? Not a lot of
sad,
not a
man.
lot of kids have like ground rules.
Sure.
They have to go to bed at
Yeah.
a certain time.
Not
So
my
they
kids,
miss out
bro.
on all of that.
When I have my kids,
Beat them.
Looting.
boy.
2015. That's a rap show.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that many ciphers or.
I've seen quite a
haven't even
few.
seen-
I've seen quite a few. Every episode is a
Yeah.
cypher at
At
the
the
end.
end.
Yeah, every
I must,
seen quite a few.
I must be missing it.
No, I've seen
every
quite a
episode
few
cypher, and
ciphers.
then, and then the 4th episode we do.
Everyone that didn't
Everyone that
win
didn't make
the
it,
last
you try
one.
and, yeah.
Do you know who I was
That's it.
surprised of? Was it Little C? What was her name?
The girl.
Yeah, I was shocked she didn't win. To be honest,
Oh,
I
Lil'
was, I was,
Sims.
is it- I'm not sure. Little C.
Little C.
I was shocked she didn't win.
Do you know, it's not down to me. It's
Yeah,
down to
well,
comments
yeah.
being made in the video. So whoever gets the most comments, we do it like that. It's an engagement show. Do you know what I mean? It's for the
Yeah.
people. Therefore, do you know what I mean? We've always done it like that. We've never done it any other way. I've never chosen because I just feel like I'm just one man. I don't want the responsibility of saying that's the best. I'd rather give it to the people that watch the show and they feel like they've
Yeah.
made a contribution to the show and it's better. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man.
I mean, that's one of the things I picked up. You really give back to the scene, and it seems like the scene is really important to you.
Oh,
So
of course, man.
I think that's why you really get the reception you get from the people because you're just giving back so much. And
Yeah, I respect.
I
that you
can
bring
respect
up
that.
the unseen talent.
sure,
It's sick though, man. Channel U done it for me, man. Imagine like being on Channel U watching a Jay-Z video and then seeing your video. And then seeing like Kanye West and then seeing Kano.
Yeah.
It's just like raw, like that guy's really in East London and Kanye West is really making sick music in the States and it's almost like that contrast is so sick. I just wanted that to happen in my show. I wanted you
Yeah.
to speak to someone like Nas or Flow Rider, all these people, and then you can still see like your next door neighbor and stuff. So that was mad important to me.
yeah, that's sick.
That is good, man.
So when's this new project coming out? So I can listen to it. You got new music
Oh,
coming
yeah,
out?
yeah,
New
so,
music?
we're gonna
when are you
do-
trying to release that?
Filthy Fellas tour at the end of June. We've got like a Nike tournament happening. Nike contacted us. We're going to do a
Would you say it was
tournament
called?
Filthy Fellas. It's a football show with
Okay.
like 8 different fans and we just talk absolute crud. And then our project's going to come out directly after that. So, because the football season doesn't start again until August, so we've got a little
Yeah.
2-month window period where we can release music, we can be at festivals, interviewing loads of different people, and do sort of interesting content throughout the 2 months in the summer. So,
Okay.
yeah, I look forward to that, man.
Yeah, we need to get a sneak little preview of that music there.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, lot, man.
Yeah, man,
it's
it's perfect.
Before it hits the street.
Perfect,
yeah,
perfect,
man. I'm not on
perfect.
that secretive stuff, man. Like, we make us give it to you if you like it.
Yeah,
like it. If
man,
you don't,
throw it
man,
to
just
you.
delete it,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
It's cool.
Well, thank you for coming on, Poet.
Thank
We
you.
loved it, man.
Thank you
Every
very
Very
minute.
much.
Appreciate it.
Straight no chaser. We out, man. Thank you.